Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, my students? I hope that you're happy and healthy and ready for today's lesson, which is the vocabulary building, which will prepare us, of course, for the reading lesson afterwards. But before we do that, let's open our workbooks, page 108 or 108, to take some exercises just to refresh our memories and revise what we took previously in the previous lessons. Exercise C here, unscramble the sentences. They each have a gerund as a subject. Then check if you agree or disagree. So unscramble the sentences, unscramble them so they are scrambled. So try to put them in the correct order, unscramble them. They each have a gerund as a subject. Then check if you agree or disagree. So this is, of course, up to you if you agree or disagree. The first one is already done here. Swimming in the ocean is difficult. Swimming in the ocean is difficult. Do you agree or disagree? For me, I agree. I haven't tried it, but I think with all the waves and the movement of the water, I think it's difficult. Maybe an expert will say no. So number one, good is roller skating, exercise, and of course the full stop. Good is roller skating, exercise. So put these in the correct order or unscramble them. So let's check the correct answer here. Roller skating is good, exercise. Roller skating, so this is the gerund as a subject. This is the gerund phrase actually. Roller skating is good, exercise. Do you agree or disagree? This is up to you, but for me, I think that I agree. Roller skating is some way a good exercise. Number two, has many benefits. Team sports, playing. Has many benefits. Team sports, playing. So unscramble this sentence. Has many benefits. Team sport, playing. So let's see the correct answer here. Playing team sports has many benefits. Playing team sports has many benefits. So playing here is a gerund as a subject. Playing team sports, playing team sports has many benefits. So of course team sports means that the sport that there is more than one player. For example, a football, you have 10 other teammates, unlike tennis where you play on your own. So playing team sports has many benefits. Of course, I strongly agree with this saying that team sports, playing them has many benefits. You can maybe make friends actually when you play with other people. Number three, an important part, practicing, of playing a sport is. Again, an important part, practicing, of playing a sport is. So how do we unscramble this one? Very good. Let's see the correct answer here. Practicing is an important part of playing a sport. Practicing is an important part of playing a sport. Of course, if you want to take up a sport, you have to practice before you can do the sport in the beginning. Or maybe while you're doing the sport, you can practice to get yourself better and better in this sport. Of course, I totally 100% agree. Practicing is an important part. It's very important if you want to take up a sport. Number four, takes a lot of courage, car racing. Again, takes a lot of courage, car racing. So what's the correct answer here? Car racing takes a lot of courage. Yes, I agree. Car racing, because it's extremely dangerous. So you have to have lots and lots of courage and guts. Car racing takes a lot of courage. So continuing here, number 5. Is playing sports to stay in shape a good way? Is playing sports to stay in shape a good way? So how do we unscramble this one? Is, again, is playing sports to stay in shape and a good way. So let's see the correct answer here. Playing sports, this is of course a gerund phrase, playing sports, is a good way to stay in shape. Of course, I agree. Playing sports is a good way to stay in shape. It's not the only way, but it's a good way to stay in shape. Number 6, easy, but it's a good form of exercise is walking. Again, easy, but it's a good form of exercise is walking. So, very good. Walking is easy, but it's a good way. But it's a good form of exercise. Again, walking is easy. So walking here is gerund, but it's a good way. It's a good form of exercise. So of course I agree. Walking is easy, but it's a good form of exercise. Number 7, a lot of leg strength requires cycling. A lot of leg strength requires and cycling. A lot of leg strength requires cycling. I think this is an easy one. Yes, that's correct. Cycling requires a lot of leg strength. Of course, if you want to ride a bicycle and cycle all the day, your legs have to be very strong. So I totally agree with this saying. Number 8, for learning a sport, not is missing practice essential. Again, for learning a sport, not is missing practice and essential. Let's see the correct answer here. Not missing practice is essential for learning a sport. Again, not missing practice is essential for learning a sport. Of course, it is. It's very important not to miss any practice session if you want to learn a sport. So, of course, I agree with this. Exercise D, finish the sentences with your own ideas and opinions. Skiing is dangerous. The first one is already done. So, finish the sentences, complete them using your own ideas, your own saying, your own opinion. So, skiing here is dangerous. Playing tennis. So, continue. Playing tennis is fun, is not dangerous. So, playing tennis requires 2 people. Of course, you can't play just by yourself. It has to be 1 versus 1 by minimum. Requires 2 people. Skateboarding is difficult but fun. This is my own opinion. Skateboarding is difficult, but it looks fun. Number 3, golfing. What about golfing? So I've written takes a lot of patience and also focus. Golfing takes a lot of patience. What about surfing? Number 4, surfing. You can write your own opinion. This is mine here, is difficult. Surfing, riding the waves, surfing is difficult. Playing football, I think many of you will write that it's fun, it's challenging. So what I've written here is so much fun. Scuba diving, going underwater, scuba diving requires training and certification. Not anyone can go scuba diving. You have to get a certificate first, and also requires lots and lots of training. So you don't have any troubles underwater. Scuba diving requires training and certification. You can say scuba diving is fun, scuba diving is dangerous, and so on. Number 7, running is exhausting. Of course, we all know that. Ice skating is a beautiful sport. Ice skating is a beautiful sport. So each and every one of these, you can finish them by your own, giving your own opinion. Exercise E here, write the superlative form of the adjective. The superlative form of the adjective and the present perfect of the verb. So the superlative form and the present perfect of the verb. The first one is already done for you. This is the best. This is the superlative of the adjective good. This is the best game I have seen in a long time. So have seen is the present perfect of the verb see. So now I think you get the hang of it. Number 1, hard, test, I take, was in chemistry class. So we have the adjective hard, we have to make it superlative, and the verb take, which we will have to make it present perfect. Okay, let's see the answer here. The hardest, so hard, the superlative form of it is the hardest test I, very good, I have taken was in chemistry class. The hardest test I have taken, or you can say I have ever taken, was in chemistry class. Number 2, the adjective here is long. Run, bina, take, was 10 kilometers. Again, the adjective is long and the verb is take. So, how do you make it superlative and present perfect? So, let's see the answers here. The longest run Bina has taken was 10 kilometers. Number 3, what is scary film you see and ever? So, I think this is an easy one here. Yes, what is the scariest? The adjective scary and the superlative form is the scariest film you, yes, have ever seen. What's the scariest film or the scariest movie you have ever seen? Number 4, that was sick, Bilal be. That was, the adjective is sick, Bilal, and the verb here is be. So that was the sickest, Bilal. How do we make be a present perfect? Yes, has been. That was the sickest Bilal has been. He never was sicker than this. Number 5, what is bad TV show watch? So bad and watch. I think this is an easy one. Bad is the worst. Very good. What is the worst TV show? And the verb watch here? Yes, you have watched. What's the worst show? What's the worst TV show you have watched? Number 6, Lance Armstrong is famous cyclist there be ever. And notice the word ever here. Notice the word ever when you use it with the present perfect. So, Lance Armstrong is famous. How do you make it superlative here? Do we add est? Of course not. So we say the most famous. Lance Armstrong is the most famous because it has 2 syllables. Of course, Lance Armstrong is the most famous cyclist there. Very good. There has ever been. Number 7, long book I read ever was War and Peace. So the adjective is long here. The longest book, very good, I have ever read was War and Peace. Number 8, what is exciting? Yes, the most exciting sporting event you, very good, you have ever seen. Now you got the hang of it. You can answer really quickly. Number 9, this is, and the adjective tasty. Yes, this is the tastiest. This is the tastiest meal I, and the verb eat, and also ever. The verb eat, ever. Yes, I have ever eaten. Number 10, that was and strange. Very good. The strangest conversation Maya has ever had. This is the strangest conversation Maya has ever had. Exercise F. Write sentences about your life. Use the superlative and the present perfect. So write sentences about your own life, about yourself, giving your own opinion, your own sayings about stuff. So write sentences about your life. Use the superlative and the present perfect. Use the present perfect and the superlative. The smartest person. Who do you think he is? Of course, my father is the smartest person I have ever known. My father is the smartest, this is the superlative here, person I have ever known. This is the present perfect. The longest game. So what was the longest game? This is my answer here. The longest game I've watched was a tennis game last year. The longest game I have ever watched, or I can say I've watched, was a tennis game last year. So this is for me. The hardest sport. What's the hardest sport for you to take up? So I've written here, the hardest sport I've ever played is also tennis. The hardest sport I have ever played is tennis. The most interesting book. For me, the most interesting book I've read took place in Africa. The best dinner, for example. This is the best dinner I've ever been to. When you're eating dinner, maybe at one of your friends' house, you can say, this is the best dinner I've ever been to. The easiest class. So, the easiest class I've ever taken is health. Or maybe you can say, maybe English. So, the easiest class I've ever taken is health. Continuing here, the farthest place. The farthest place. Egypt is the furthest place I've ever been. The most interesting person. Who is the most interesting person you've ever met? So, the most interesting person I've ever met is Dr. Aguilar. The best vacation. What's the best vacation you had? My trip to Tokyo was the best vacation I've ever been on, or you can say I've ever had. The funniest person. Who's the funniest person you know? So you can answer just like this one. The funniest person I've ever known is Eric, or you can say Muhammad or Abdullah or any one of your friends. The most boring film. The most boring film I've ever watched was a documentary about cars. The most boring film I've ever watched was a documentary about cars. Also, we remember our listening from the previous lesson. We listened to Eddie Edwards and Eric Musambani, their nickname, sport, country, the city and the year of the Olympics, the challenges they had and the results. And also we differentiate between the and the pronunciation. With the, you can feel the vibrations here, the. But unlike with the, like thobe, for example, there's no vibrations at all. So these are today's objectives: to identify the meaning of new words and find words in the text. So you will see these words in the reading on pages 50 and 51. Match the words with their meanings. So we have 10 words and we have 10 meanings here, or definitions, let's say. We have milestone, cross-country skiing, ski jumping, merit, terrain, be interspersed with, alpine skiing, freestyle skiing, outstanding, and spectator or sport. Outstanding or spectator or sport. So all of these we will see in the reading. Let's see them in the text. Let's see these words in the text itself. Milestone. It became the first country to win 100 Olympic gold medals and reached the 300 medal milestone in the Winter Game of 2010. Number 2 and 3, cross-country skiing and ski jumping. Norwegians go cross-country skiing, ski jumping, or downhill skiing on weekends. So they can do it more often than other people. Merit and terrain. Polar explorers made skis known internationally and demonstrated their unique merits on terrain that could not be crossed any other way. Be interspersed with. Be interspersed with. It is a cross-country skiing race interspersed with shooting contests. Continuing here, alpine skiing. Alpine skiing has also gained a lot of followers, as has freestyle, which is a relatively new sport. So this is number 7 and 8. So this is number 7 and 8, alpine skiing and freestyle skiing. Alpine skiing has also gained a lot of followers, as has freestyle, which is relatively newer sport. Number 9, astounding. Number 9, astounding. This could explain the reason why they have won such an astounding number of medals in the Winter Olympics. Number 10, spectator or sport. Speed skating used to be a large spectator and participation sport on a par with cross-country skiing. So all of these are the words we're going to answer the questions about, but these are in the text from the reading lesson, which we will take in the future, inshallah. So number 1, milestone. What's the answer here? Milestone. It goes with the letter. So let's see the correct answer here with the letter C. So milestone means a very important event in the development of another event or course of events. Again, so milestone with C, a very important event in the development of another event or course of events. Number 2, cross-country skiing. So it's a type of skiing, cross-country skiing. So the answer here is I, skiing across fields, not down slopes. Cross-country, it means skiing across fields. So skiing across the fields, not going down the slopes. Number 3, ski jumping. Ski jumping, so it's the letter A, a skiing event that involves jumping off a long, steep, sloping platform through the air as far as possible. So from the term itself, ski jumping, you know there is jumping there. Again, a skiing event that involves jumping off a long, steep, sloping platform through the air as far as possible. Number 4, merit. Merit, this is an easy one. Of course, it's J. It means advantage or positive feature. A merit means an advantage or positive feature. What about terrain? Number 5, terrain. So it's the letter G, a particular type of land. So terrain means any particular type of land. This means terrain. Number 6, to be interspersed with. To be interspersed with. So this one is the letter F. To be combined with or interrupted by something at regular intervals. Number 7, alpine skiing. Alpine skiing is the letter E, skiing downhill on skis with fixed heel binding. So this is what means alpine skiing. What about number 8, freestyle skiing? Freestyle skiing is the letter H here, an acrobatic form of technical and aerial skiing. An acrobatic, from the name itself, freestyle, it means acrobatic form of skiing, acrobatic form of technical and aerial skiing. What about this word, astounding? Astounding is with the letter B, astonishing or amazing. The last one, spectator or for the sport, D, is a sport that people go to to go to watch. And with that, we reach the end of this lesson. See you next lesson, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك. أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم.